مستر دخل شو؟
لا شوق عم يعطيني انه ما لها متصلة، يعطيني هون الخط برتقالي كأنه عنده مشكلة في النت او شيء، ما بعرف. طيب خلينا نبدأ نحن إن شاء الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Math grade 9 geometry. Today we want to start in the model 2 angles and geometric figures. Today we have the first lesson, angles and congruence. I want to see you some videos about this lesson.
Hi, this is Mr. Rutherford. In this problem, we will learn about angles and their parts. Use the map of a high school shown. Name all angles that have K as a vertex. Let's locate K first. Notice here is vertex K. So it says we need to name all the angles that have K as a vertex. So first we can say that we have angle 6. Next we can say we have angle 8. Notice here we also have angle HKJ. And finally we have angle JKC. Name the sides of angle 6. Here's angle 6. Notice here we have a side which is KJ. And we have a side which is KC. We can also say that we have a side which is KJ and KG in this case. What is another name for angle AJK? So here's angle AJK. First, notice we have the possibility of naming this angle 9. We could also name this angle J. And finally, we can reverse the order, and we can say that this is angle KJA. Name a point in the interior of angle ECG. So let's locate angle ECG. Here's ECG. So it says that we need to name one point on the interior of this angle. Well, that's anything that's up in this area. Notice that the only point that's up in this area that on the interior of angle ECG is point F. Hi, this is Mr. Rutherford. In this problem, we will learn about angles and their parts. Use the map of a high school shown. Name all angles.
This is Mr. Hardesty. Let's measure and classify angles. In the figure, angle ABD is congruent to angle FHG. if the measure of angle ABD equals 3x plus 6, and the measure of angle FHG equals x plus 26, find the measures of angle ABD and angle FHG. We've been given that two angles are congruent in our diagram, ABD and FHG. Here's ABD and here's FHG. We know by the definition of congruency that their measures are then equal. If angles are congruent, then the measures must be equal. We've been given 3x plus 6 for ABD, so we'll substitute that here, and x plus 26 for the measure of angle FHG. We'll substitute that here. Now we'll use algebra to solve for x. Let's subtract x to put them on one side of the equation. So we have 2x when we subtract, plus 6 equals 26. Subtract 6 to this side, so 2x will equal 20. And finally, we'll divide by 2, and x is equal to 10. To find the measures of both of our angles, we'll take x equals 10 and put that back in for both 3x plus 6 and x plus 26. We should get the same measure for both. 3 times 10 is 30, plus 6 is 36, and 10 plus 26 is 36. So the measures of both of our angles would be 36.
Use the figure to identify angles and parts of angles that satisfy each given condition. What is another name of angle 2? As you see, this is angle 2. The first name, angle 2, like this. And we can name it XZY. XZY. Or YZX. YZX. Name the vertex of angle 3. This is the vertex of 3. The second name, Z. The name of the vertex, Z. What is another name for angle 4? This is angle 4. We can name it X, Y, Z or Z, Y, X. What is the another name? The another name of angle YZ, YXZ. YXZ. We can name it angle 1 or ZY or ZXY. Name the sides of angle 2. This is angle 2 between the two sides, this side and this side. Here, YZ and XZ. In the figure, the line TV, and this is here line TV, and TS, and this is line TS, are opposite rays. This is for the right and this is for the left. the ray TQ P6 angle RTB. RTB. This is P6, means in the middle between the two angles here. This angle and this angle. Means this angle equal to this angle. If the measure of BTQ equal 12x plus 4, and the measure of RTQ equal 15x minus 5.
Mr.
Yes.
Can you add Short to this meeting? She can't enter.
So find the measure of RTB. The RTB means this angle plus this angle, this angle plus this angle. So the measure of this angle, 12x plus 4, plus the measure of this angle will be 15x minus 5. I will repeat here. In this figure, we have ray TB and ray TS are opposite rays, and TQ, this is TQ, this is the P6, means this is in the middle of the angle. This line divides this angle to the two equal angles. This angle equals this angle. And we want to find the measure of the angle RTB. RTB equals this angle plus this angle. So I write the measure of the first angle plus the measure of the second angle will be, as the like terms, 12x plus 15x will be 27x plus 4 and minus 5 minus 5. To know the measure, we want to know the value of x. How to know the value of x? I said at the first, the P6 divide the whole angle to the two equal angles. This angle equal this angle. So it means the measure of this angle equal the measure of this angle. So we can write here 12x plus 4 equal 15x minus 5. We can subtract 12 from the two sides, 12x from the two sides. 12x minus 12x will be 0. Remains here 4 equal 15 minus 12 will be 3x minus 5. Then we can remove minus 5 from here. You can add 5 to the two sides. Minus 5 plus 5 will be 0, remains 3x equal 4 plus 5 will be 9. Divide the two sides by 3. 3x divided by 3 will be x equal 9 divided by 3 will be 3. So the value of x will be 3. Go back to this expression. Substitute the value of x3, 27 times 3 minus 1. 27 times 3 will be 81. 81 minus 1 will be 80 degree. So the measure of this angle will be 80 degrees. The second idea, angle relationships. Also, I want to show you some videos about this one.
Hi, this is Mr. Rutherford. In this problem, we will learn about angle measures. Find the measures of two supplementary angles if the difference in the measures of the two angles is 32. Notice here in our diagram we have an angle B and an angle A. In the sentence above, it says that we have two supplementary angles. Keep in mind that supplementary means that we have two angles, so we'll say the measure of angle B plus the measure of angle A will equal 180 degrees. So we'll use this to solve and find our two angle measures. Now we're given that angle A is x degrees. But let's take a look at and notice that angle B, or the measure of angle B, appears to be obtuse. And when we have an obtuse angle, that means we have an angle which is greater than 90. So I'm going to say, or assume, that the measure of angle B is greater than 90 degrees. Notice here, it appears that the measure of angle A is acute. So we can say that the measure of angle A is less than 90 degrees. So we'll use this as a check to see if our answers seem to be accurate at the end. So first, we know that the difference of these two angles is 32. So I'm going to first write the measure of angle B and subtract the measure of angle A and equal this to 32. The reason I did the measure of angle B minus the measure of angle A is because B appears to be the larger of the two angles, and we need a positive 32. Now let's substitute our value of x degrees in for A. So we have the measure of angle B minus x equals 32. Now because we said earlier that supplementary angles add up to equal 180 degrees, we can say that the measure of angle B is equal to 180 minus x, or minus the measure of angle A. So I'm going to substitute that into our equation. So now we have 180 minus x again equals 32. Now let's get rid of these parentheses, and so we'll say 180 minus x equals 32, and we can combine these like terms. So this will change to 180 minus 2x equals 32. Now in order to solve this, we need to isolate the negative 2x, and we can do this by subtracting 180 from both sides of the equation. So on the left, the 180s will cancel, so we have negative 2x equals 32 minus 180 is negative 148. Now in order to solve for x, we need to divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient of x, which is negative 2. So the negative 2's cancel, and so we have x is equal to negative 148 divided by negative 2, which is equal to positive 74. So x is equal to 74, so this means that the measure of angle A is equal to 74 degrees. Now let's find the measure of angle B. Now, we said that the measure of angle B was equal to 180 minus x, or minus the measure of angle A. So, that means that the measure of angle B will be equal to 180 minus 74. 180 minus 74 is equal to 106 degrees. Notice in the beginning we said that we thought the measure of angle B would be greater than 90 because it appears to be obtuse. Notice that the measure of angle B was 106 degrees. This is greater than 90. We also said that the measure of angle A should be less than 90 because it appears to be an acute angle. And notice we have the measure of angle A is 74 degrees, which is less than 90 degrees.
Hello, this is Mrs. Hyman. Algebra. Find x and y so that segment DG and segment BE are perpendicular. Well, let's take a look at the segments we're talking about. So DG is right along here, and BE is across this way, and we want those two to be perpendicular. So what that means, to make them perpendicular, that means that the combination of these two angles here have to be 90 degrees, and this angle right here also has to be 90 degrees. So that means that the measure of angle BFC plus the measure of angle CFD has to equal 90 degrees. Okay, so now let's use what we know. BFC, that angle, is 2x degrees. So we'll substitute that in, 2x. And the measure of angle CFD is 4x. So we'll substitute that in. And together those should equal 90 degrees. We'll combine like terms. So now we have 6x is equal to 90. And if we divide both sides by 6, we find x is equal to 15. So we found x. Now we have to find y. To find y, we're going to use angle GFE. So the measure of angle GFE has to be 90 degrees. And GFE, that angle is represented by 5y plus 20. So that needs to equal 90. So first we will subtract 20 from both sides of our equation. So that leaves us 5y is equal to 70. And if we divide both sides of the equation by 5, we get y is equal to 14. So x is 15, y is 14.
Hello, this is Mrs. Workman. Determine whether each statement can be assumed from the figure. Explain. Angle BFC and angle AFG are complementary. Angle DFA and angle AFG are a linear pair. Angle DFC and angle BFC are complementary. Let's go back to the first statement. Angle BFC and angle AFG are complementary. We remember that complementary angles are angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. So let's look at angle BFC. Angle BFC is this one right here, and you'll notice it has the single angle mark in the diagram. The other angle is angle AFG. Angle AFG is this one, and in the diagram it also has that single angle mark, which I'm just highlighting. What do we know about these two angles? Well, because they both have the single angle mark, we know that these two angles are congruent. Angle BFC is congruent to angle AFG. And what that means, of course, is that their measures are equal. Problem is, I don't know what these measures are. They may add up to 90 degrees, but they could just as easily not add up to 90 degrees. So I cannot assume this statement from the given figure. Alrighty, let's start fresh with the diagram. And let's look at the second statement. Angle DFA and angle AFG are a linear pair. If they are a linear pair, then they form a line. So let's check these angles out. Angle DFA, angle DFA is this angle right here. And the other angle we're to consider is angle AFG, which has this single angle mark, which I'm going to highlight. Alrighty, notice that they are adjacent angles. They share a common ray. And their non-common sides, that would be ray FD and ray FG, are opposite rays that form a line. So can I assume that these two angles are a linear pair according to the diagram? Yes, that assumption can be made. Again, I'm going to start with a fresh, clean diagram, and let's look at that third statement. Angle DFC and angle BFC are complementary. There's that vocabulary word again. We know that complementary angles are angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees. Where is angle DFC? Angle DFC is this angle here. And we're to also consider angle BFC. BFC is right here, and it has this single angle mark right in there. All right, you'll notice that these are adjacent angles. They form this larger angle DFB, this one. And when I look at the diagram closely, notice that there's the right angle symbol for angle DFB, the larger angle that the two given angles form. So, can I say that angle DFC and angle BFC are complementary? Yes. According to the figure, they are two angles whose measures add up to 90 degrees.
Angle relationships. The first question here, the measure of the supplementary. What is the meaning of the supplementary? Supplementary means any two equations, the sum of them equal 180. The sum of them equal 180. For example, 30 plus 150. The two angles here supplementary. For example, 10 and 170. For example, 180. This is the meaning of supplementary. So the measure of the supplement of an angle is 4 times the measure of the angle. So means we have the first angle x and the second angle 4x. This is the meaning of 4 times. Find the measures of the angle and its supplement. So the two angles here will be supplement, means the sum of them x plus 4x equal 180. Add the like terms here, x plus 4x will be 5x equal 180. Then you want to solve this equation, divide here by 5 and divide here by 5. 5x divided by x will be x. Then 180 divided by x, divide by 5, sorry, will be 36 degrees. The supplement angle for this angle will be 4x, means 4 times 36. Will be 144. To check our work, if our work is true or not, must to be the sum of the two angles here will be 180. Is it 36 degree plus 144 degree? Is it equal 180 degree? Yes. Because the two angles will be supplementary. In the second question here, we have angle M and angle N are complementary. What the meaning of the complementary? Means the sum of them equal 90. Equal 90 degree. Complementary means the sum of them equal 90. So we have two angles. The sum of them here, angle M and angle M, the sum of them equal 90. The measure of M equal 38 less than the measure of N. So if the measure of NX, if the measure of N equal X, so means the measure of M less than 38 equal X minus 38. Find the measure of each angle. The two angles complementary means angle N plus angle M equal 90 degree. So we can write here X plus X minus 38 equal 90 degree. You can combine the like terms. X plus X equal 2X minus 38 equal 90 degree. Then we can subtract 38. We can add 38 to the two sides. Plus 38 here and plus 38 here. So negative 38 plus 38 will be 0. Remains here 2x equal 90 plus 38 will be 128. So divide the two sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 will be x equal 128 divided by 2 will be 64 degrees. So this is the measure. This is the measure of the angle n, because n equals x. The second angle m equal the value of x means 64 minus 38. Will be 26 degrees. So this is our lesson today. Who has any question about this idea? Are all ideas clear for all?
Yes.
Okay, great. So thank you for your listening. This is our video for today. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.